Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Lamplight City. Bevor wir irgendeinen der Namen raten, gehen wir nochmal zum Lampenlager. Ich meine, sie sind praktisch dasselbe wie die Ironworks. Vielleicht kriegen sie
Of course. What would you like to know?
auch irgendwelche Bedrohungen oder sowas.
With all these promises of technological advancement, have the Redites given you any trouble?
Oh, those tech-fearing dolts. Yes, I'm sorry to say that we've gotten threats from them. They have yet to carry any out, which is unsurprising.
How so?
Groups like that are all bluster and no backbone.
I've seen some evidence to the contrary.
Is that right? Well, we've seen little beyond threatening letters, and I intend to make sure it stays that way.
Do you have any of these letters I might have a look at?
Yes, I have one. I'll give it to you before you leave.
Thank you. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Happy to help. Here's that letter you were asking about.
Sehr schön. An die Ingenieure des Chaos und der Zerstörung. Ich arbeite im völligen Gegensatz zur natürlichen Ordnung. Ach, ihr arbeitet im Gegensatz zur natürlichen Ordnung der Dinge. Eure sogenannten Verbesserungen werden der Untergang unserer Gesellschaft sein. Wenn ihr eure unsäglichen Experimente nicht beendet, sind die Redites gezwungen, aktiv zu werden. Lasst euch das eine Warnung sein. IF. PF.
Now that's interesting. Whoever wrote this letter signed it with initials. They can't have been so stupid as to make themselves so easily identifiable, can they? Perhaps it would be a good idea to take another look at that list you got from Snelling.
Ja, das werden wir jetzt auch tun.
Peyton Ferguson. The initials match those on the letter we got at the Lamplight Depot.
I'd say it's our best bet.
Ich habe es mir zwar schon gedacht, aber man kann nie sicher genug sein.
Well, well, who's this lovely specimen?
Allow me to introduce Peyton Ferguson, known Redite and prime suspect in a sabotage at the Thorbomb Ironworks. I picked him up and brought him straight to you.
Ooh, a saboteur. Just leave him to me and I'll make him feel right at home.
Please find the Justice Killer soon, Miles. Being Giles' prisoner is not my idea of a good time.
Right. I'll leave you to it then.
Okay, das hofft uns hoffentlich hier jetzt weitergebracht.
Mr. Mims, a word if you wouldn't mind?
Yes, what is it?
I found the person responsible for sabotaging your iron mill.
Oh, yeah?
His name is Peyton Ferguson. He's currently at the Bow Street Jail.
Hey, not bad. I owe you one, Detective.
He certainly does.
What can you tell me about Hannibal Kirkland?
Good worker. Mostly kept to himself. Real shame what happened to him.
You said Kirkland was a good worker?
One of my best. I knew something was up when he didn't show up for a couple of days. Don't think he'd ever missed work before.
Did he have any personal effects he kept here, or an area where he worked?
He had a cabinet downstairs in the workers' changing area, just like everyone else. You can go take a look if you want, but I don't think the police found anything. Kirkland's cabinet is the third one from the left.
Do you know if anyone here disliked Kirkland?
Enough to want him dead? Nah. There's the occasional scrap, but everyone around here gets along for the most part. Like I said, he mostly kept to himself. Head down, didn't bother nobody.
Do you know what he did outside of work?
No idea. I only ever saw him here.
I'll be going now.
Be careful on your way out.
Gucken wir uns mal sein Spindi an. Okay. Geehrte Herren, bitte nicht mehr unter der Dusche rasieren. Die Putzfrau hat mir beinahe den Kopf abgerissen. Sie sagt, dass der Abfluss mit den ganzen Haaren nicht klarkommt. Mims.
Sounds like there's someone in there. If you weren't so bashful, I'd suggest joining in. We could certainly use it. At least having a heater down here manages to keep things warm. I remember the changing rooms at the police station were always ice cold. Just another unmarked storage cabinet.
Toll, keine Ahnung, was der Code ist, glaube ich.
Mr. Mims, a word if you wouldn't mind?
Yes, what is it?
Would you happen to know the combination to Hannibal Kirkland's cabinet?
No. Every worker sets their own combination, and I don't ask for it.
What happens if they were to forget it?
Well, I have them come up with some sort of personal reminder and keep those in a file.
And do you still have Kirkland's?
I'll give it to you as soon as we're done talking.
I'll be going now.
Be careful on your way out. There you go. You're lucky I only clean out my files at the end of the year.
See, I always told you I wasn't disorganized. Just preparing for the future.
The shipwreck, the red and white, the sign. Rot und Weiß ist 7. Was war das letzte? 7. Was ist denn das Schild? Eins? 771? Katsching.
Empty. That's disappointing.
Not completely empty. There's something at the bottom here.
The Guild Lily. Güldene Lily. 12 Reisenamen stehen bereit. Alle Größen, ob klein, ob schlank, ob drall. Sonderangebot. Gegen Vorlage dieses Gutschein halten Sie das Angebot für 1 Kronen zum halben Preis. 4059 Petticoat Lane, Chumley. Wir freuen uns auf Sie.
It seems our friend Hannibal had a few extracurricular activities after all.
Gilded lily, huh? That's a bit suspicious.
Who knew such a pretty flower could cause such an inconvenience? The answer to that question is me, in case you were wondering. Flowers bring nothing but trouble. Trouble and snot.
That's enough, Bill. We need to get a move on.
Sehr gut, das bringt uns etwas weiter. Denn damit haben wir einen neuen Ort.
Well, hello there, handsome. Welcome to the Gilded Lily. Come over here and tell me what kind of pleasure it is you're looking for.
Ach, eigentlich will ich nur
I'm
reden.
afraid I'm here for business, not pleasure.
Oh, well, that's just a shame, isn't it?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator.
Auch eine
And you
Augenklappe?
are?
You can call me Serafina. I'm in charge of this establishment.
You won't mind if I take a look around or ask you some questions?
As long as you keep to the front room, you can do whatever you like. Beyond that, you're gonna have to pay.
Maybe it's best if you leave this part out when you tell Adelaide about the case later. I'm not too familiar with places like this, but I believe that's where the fun happens, if you've got the crowns for it. Oh, my virgin eyes! What a charming statue. Wouldn't she get cold fetching water in that state of undress? You certainly won't find art like that at the National Gallery.
Die Tür.
Looks nervous. Wonder if this is his first time.
May I ask you a few questions, Serafina?
Of course you may, but I can't guarantee the answers will be free.
Tatsächlich eine Augenklappe.
Do you know anything about the Justice
Wer
Killer?
hätte es gedacht?
I'm afraid not, dear. I don't normally associate with killers.
Are you sure you don't know anything? He's the reason I'm here.
Well, I can assure you I know nothing about your murderer. If the trail has led you here, it's surely just coincidence.
Yeah, she seems awfully certain of that. It's a good thing we don't believe in coincidences.
Did you have a man named Hannibal Kirkland as a client?
I make it my practice not to learn the names of any customers here, Mr. Fordham. I hate to disappoint anyone who comes through those doors, but discretion is paramount in this business.
Well, at least you know you can trust these women with your secrets.
This is a lovely establishment you have, and such a nice name, too.
Thank you, my dear. It wasn't always called the Gilded Lily, though. We were formerly known as Le Maison de Tolérance.
What inspired the name change?
That's a bit of a long story. Not worth getting into.
How long have you been operating?
Going on 25 years. Business has been good. There's a reason this is the world's oldest profession, you know.
So, how did you get into this business?
Like many of the other girls, it was the best of some bad options. I had no interest in being beholden to a husband. I may be a fallen woman, but better to fly and fall than to have your wings clipped.
Do you enjoy the work?
It's a job like any other, Mr. Fordham. There are good days and there are bad days. But my girls are my family. We take care of each other. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Do you by chance have a girl named Ruby in your service?
Ruby? Yes, she's one of our newest girls. She's not in any sort of trouble, is she?
Not at all. I merely wanted to speak with her.
Well, she should be in the dressing room. If you go through the rear door and follow the hallway down, it's the last door on the left.
I see. Thank you. Did you know Percival McDonough?
The politician? I knew who he was, but never met him personally.
He was seeing Ruby, wasn't he?
Not regularly, no. In fact, his first and only visit with her was yesterday.
Were you aware that he was murdered shortly after that?
I had no idea. How terrible.
Yes, it is terrible. This means she's lost a potential repeat customer.
Thank you for your time.
Of course, my dear.
Wollen wir mal zu Ruby gehen?
Oh, hello. Did Serafina send you back here for me?
Yes, but not for the usual reasons. I'm a private investigator. My name is Miles Fordham. Ruby, I presume?
Yes, that's right. What do you need from me?
Just some information.
Well, I'll do my best.
Mal umgucken.
Lily, 1809 to 1843. I wonder what happened to her. No lilies? Seems like a missed opportunity. That's a nice locket for being such a cheap piece of jewelry.
Drei, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3. Kann ich mir niemals merken.
That's a nice locket. I'm guessing this is where most of the girls keep their personal belongings. Doesn't seem to offer much in the way of privacy.
Was ich mir
I'm
angucken
guessing
kann,
this
aber
is... The girls here don't get much in the way of a dressing area. Still, something is better than nothing, I suppose.
Dann reden wir hier eben mit Ruby.
So, Ruby,
Yes?
have you heard of the Justice Killer?
No, I don't believe so.
He's a serial murderer who's killed 5 victims, mostly men from Chumley.
Oh dear. That sounds dreadful. Is that what you're investigating?
It is. Do you know anyone who might have some information about him?
I don't. Sorry I can't be more help.
Did you ever have a client named Hannibal Kirkland?
No, that name doesn't sound familiar. Sorry.
Do you know Ennis Bowditch?
Bowditch? Didn't think I'd be hearing that name again.
As I understand it, he was seeing your friend, the serving girl at the ruined coffee house.
Yeah, that's right. Annabelle. She broke things off with him a while ago, though.
So she said. Did you ever know him to be violent?
Violent? The bastard nearly beat Annabelle's brains in once. Why do you think she chucked him?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
At least she had the good sense to get rid of him.
Perhaps we should go confirm this newly discovered fact with Annabelle.
Werden wir tun.
Did you ever meet a man named Burley Cause?
No, I never met him, but one of the other girls had him as a client. I remember because she was laughing about his name. He wasn't very burly, if you get my meaning.
Right. Are you familiar with Reggie Willingham?
Oh, him? He had to be banned from here.
Really? What happened?
He got way too rough with one of the girls. She ended up shy a few teeth.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't too fond of boundaries. Good riddance to him, I say.
Were you aware that Mr. Willingham was murdered?
What? Oh, well, now I feel terrible for saying good riddance. I meant...
I think I know what you meant, Ruby. It's fine.
Is it me, or is there a pattern starting to emerge here?
Nur ein kleines, aber das habe ich schon beim zweiten Mal gedacht, dass sich da was abspielt.
That's a rather nice portrait. Who's the subject?
Oh, that's Lily. Before my time. Serafina knows loads about her. Even changed the name of this place in her honor. You might try asking her if you want to know more.
Werde ich tun.
How long have you been in this business?
Only a few months now. Used to work at a kitchen, but then they brought in some of those new automated machines.
Ah, sadly familiar story.
At least this profession isn't in any danger of being made obsolete by steam tech. Cold steel can never replace a warm touch.
Let's just hope that's true.
You met recently with Percival McDonough, is that right?
How did you know that? I thought he was meant to keep those sorts of things private.
He had your name written down in his calendar.
And you found me here based on that?
Well, I am a detective.
Suppose that's true. Anyway, yes. I only met him the one time. There wasn't anything remarkable about him. After we finished, he got all emotional about his wife, but I could hardly understand what he was saying. I hate it when they cry afterwards.
I'll just leave you to it then.
Thanks, love.
Okay. Viele Informationen. Viele, hier. Viele Aussagen nochmal. Was gut ist. Sind unsere Hinweise. Also 3 Aussagen haben wir jetzt schon, glaube ich. Gewalttätig 1. Nein. Das ist die zweite Aussage. Dritte Aussage von 5 Opfern, die gewalttätig wurden. Gut, aber hier machen wir erstmal eine kleine Pause. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zusehen. Lasst gerne ein Abo und einen Kommentar da. Und besucht mich auch gerne auf Twitch und lasst da ein Follow da. Und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Tschüss.